Hi, welcome to my video on the Disney classic The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'm going to be talking about its antagonist, Judge Claude Frollo. A common take on Frollo that I see online is that he is the Disney villain who actually thinks he's the good guy, and that his actions are justified. But while that would be very interesting, unfortunately, I do think it's a misconception about his character. And in this video, I'm going to explain why I think that. Evidence 1 is in the opening scene of the film, The Bells of Notre Dame. In it, we see Frollo find baby Quasimodo, and he tries to kill him by drowning him in a well. And the excuse he gives is that because Quasimodo is ugly and deformed, he is therefore a demon. So therefore he's doing nothing wrong by just sending him back to hell. Here's where it becomes clear to me that Frollo doesn't actually believe his own claim. What is it that convinces him to not go through with killing Quasimodo? The Archdeacon telling him that God is watching. But hold on a second. If Frollo actually believes Quasimodo is a demon, why would fear of God stop him killing him? Why would Frollo think that God would want him to spare one of Satan's demons? So the way I see it is that Quasimodo, as a physical specimen, repulsed Frollo. And that's why he tried to kill him and why he abused him and treated him poorly. But in order to give himself permission to do this and to justify it to himself, he came up with this ableist idea that deformed people are demons. It's not something he actually believes. It's more of an excuse. Evidence 2 comes from one of Frollo's most character-defining moments in the film. His villain song, Hellfire. In Hellfire, we see Frollo sing about his plan to force Esmeralda to either become his mistress or be burnt to death. And there is a verse where Frollo keeps on exclaiming that this isn't his fault, only for an audience of red-cloaked men to yell back at him, mea culpa, which is a Latin phrase that translates to through my fault. It's a confession of guilt. And toward the end of the verse, the red-cloaked men yell at Frollo, mea maxima culpa, which translates to through my most grievous fault. That's like a super confession of guilt. The verse is, it's not my fault, mea culpa. I'm not to blame, mea culpa. It is the gypsy girl, the witch, who set this flame. Mea culpa. It's not my fault. Mea culpa. If in God's plan, mea culpa, he made the devil so much stronger than a man. Mea maxima culpa. With our Latin translation in place, this verse becomes, it's not my fault. Yes, it is. I'm not to blame. Yes, I am. It's the gypsy girl, the witch, who set this flame. It's my fault. It's not my fault. Yes, it is. If in God's plan, it's my fault. He made the devil so much stronger than a man. It is absolutely my fault. The red-cloaked people represent Frollo's mind, I think. This is him arguing with himself. He knows that between him and Esmeralda, he's the one in the wrong. But he doesn't want it to be that way. So he's trying to convince himself that he isn't. Also note how Frollo is very emotional. He's begging the red-cloaked people for this not to be his fault. If he was truly so confident that he isn't the one in the wrong, why would he sound like he's pleading when he claims that he isn't? And one of Frollo's last lines in his song, in reference to what he's about to do to Esmeralda, is, God have mercy on me. Need I go on? What was Frollo's real motive then? Well, Frollo is the embodiment of a bigot. He hates those who are different from him. We see him target both deformed people and Romany people. He hates them because they're minorities, and so he wants to annihilate them. What makes Frollo a impressive and well-written character is just how realistic he is. He tries to use his religion to justify his horrible actions, which is something many historical figures have done. And even though his actions are very anti-Christian, he tries to act like they aren't a contradiction to the teachings of Christianity, which again is something very, very much that happens historically and even in the world today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it interesting, it would help me out if you could hit that like button, and if you want more media analysis like this from me, please hit subscribe. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.